Kristen and Philip Knight are raising a family along with their first garden. In a standard backyard, they're cultivating organic food, flowers for pollinators, and creativity on a budget.
I was pregnant with my daughter, and when we got here, there was absolutely nothing in the backyard. This apple tree here was just a little twig sticking out of the ground, and then we had the pear tree, but other than that, it was absolutely just grass. The idea of edible landscaping just really captured my attention, and I think I wanted a place just for the kids to play that was colorful. And it just sort of started slowly and went from there. Of course, I'm a rookie gardener, so I planted right into the ground, and everything would just sort of die. I planted right into clay.
The first lesson, improving soil with compost.
I joke that I ended up, I think now we have a garden, but before that it was literally just a series of science experiments. And then of course it's just season after season, you learn more and more. I would say the thing that we bring the most in is mulch, because I do use that sheet composting process where I put some sort of barrier down. Sometimes it's newspaper, sometimes it's cardboard, sometimes it's just if I have a ton of leaves, I'll put the leaves down. And then I'm basically layering the greens and the browns and the greens, and then if I can get a hold of some manure or anything else that is just sort of a nitrogen source, I put that in there. Then I let it just do its thing and I cover it with mulch. Once a year I need to go through and cut everything back. So I end up with way too much just plant material, and I don't know what to do with it. I don't want to put it in the trash. I'm an environmentalist at heart, and so I got to find a place for all this stuff. And so what I do is usually try to get it chopped up into as small pieces as possible, and I just throw it in the corner of the yard and cover it with mulch. And that is how I get the berms that I have in the back. And you know, they're kind of ugly the first year. You'll have a stick sticking out here, or you know, a big leaf branch sticking out there, but by a year and a half, you've got some really good soil in there, and the plants really like being up that high and get the good drainage. And then when you can add the element of food or a fruit that is just sort of the culmination of all of that, and you get to take that food into your house and feed your family with it. And my husband is a passionate cook, so I absolutely love that I can bring him these interesting varieties. I had a party and one of my friends was sick, and so I got to send her husband home with just a tea sample that I could just rip off. I had some chamomile and some hyssop and some lemon balm and some other mint, and that's a really good cup of tea right there. But it's also great for if you have a cold and things like that. What I love about this garden is all the stories that are tucked in to everything, where I got certain plants. I have a gardening friend, and he gave me a bunch of zinnia seeds, and I just sort of scattered them everywhere, and now they're popping up here and there, and it's delightful. And you know, we go to a ranch to celebrate all of our holidays, and when I'm there, if I see a plant that I think I can that I know well enough, I'm like, okay, that'll work in my yard. I just grab it, throw it in a bag, and as it blooms, it just brings back all the memories of being out there at the ranch, which are really special times for our family.
To structure up for climbing plants like a wine grape, and to break up the rectangular yard with distinct destinations, they salvaged ideas.
I think that that's what I might enjoy most about working outside, is the creativity of trying to find some sort of solution with what I have laying around. And I've had fun creating trellises and just things for the plants to climb up. Almost everything back here as I was walking around has some story of how it ended up back here. It's either from somebody, or somebody didn't know what to do with it and they figured I could use it in some way. Every piece, it seems, has had 3 or 4 lives as well. The arbor that's over there used to be a trellis of something that had died, and so then I tried it somewhere else, and then it ended up there. And the same thing with what I have covering the carrots right now used to be for a chicken run. When you come out here and it's just your space, that time to be creative and just have fun. And again, it's your space, and I think sometimes it's charming to give something new life in a new way. It's part of the fun of it.
Super big fun was bringing wildlife into the garden.
I definitely want to support the wildlife, and it's a wildlife habitat certification. So I started working on that. The plantings that I made were strategic so that I would have berries available in the winter for the bees, or for the birds, and I have ample plants for the pollinators, and we needed a water source. And so I just took on a project to create the pond. And I always joke that this is my first pond, so now I actually know how to make one, and I really think my next pond is gonna be over the top because I know what I want now. But it was a fun project. My son helped me do it, and we've had a lot of fun just even having the little fish in there.
Their durable lawn handles foot traffic of all kinds. They reserve pockets of rock for a corner hangout and a strip near the patio.
I like the look of the rock, also cleaning everybody's feet, hopefully, before they head towards the house. That's the thought, at least. Something that we've discovered that I think I wish I knew about earlier, before all of the sore backs that I had. My husband has a pickup truck, and we found out about this tool. You'd put down a tarp that's connected to a crank, and you basically crank the tarp off, and everything falls off the end of the pickup truck right into, we have 2 wheelbarrows that we both work on together, so we can empty an entire pickup truck bed in 2 hours.
In this family neighborhood, Kristen and Philip's garden excites both kids and their parents, eager to do it for themselves. One thing friends ask, how do you do it with a full-time job, kids, and pets?
I don't like the idea of doing things to impress other people, but I do like the idea of doing things to inspire other people. And what I love is that when I have friends come over, they see this and they see that 3 years ago this was nothing. And then they say, wait, so what are you doing? How do you do this? You don't need to find time to find your joy. I'm sneaking out here before work sometimes because it really makes me so happy to be out here. You know, you get a great workout in the fresh air. My kids can be here with me, so I can stop doing a project, kick a soccer ball, run around with my kids. My daughter's swinging right by me, so it's family time. It's also great therapy. There is, I can solve the problems of the world when I'm out here and just working with nature and getting the simplicity back. It really does recharge me. Also, it's my artistic outlet. I just love playing with the textures and colors and the animals, and then you have this idea that whatever it is you create is in constant motion. It's gonna look different in 2 weeks, and then it's gonna look different in the fall, and then it's gonna look different in the winter. And so that's a really exciting, interesting challenge for your creativity.